to me today. I'm using that special heart, love heart-filled filter. So it came inspired with something that happened to me this morning, as well as something that I was talking to a friend yesterday. She was trying to make a decision, a business decision, and we were going back and forth on, pros and cons. Why would you do this or that and all that stuff? I'll stop with my hair now. So we got to a point, and I was asking her questions, and we got to a point that it was very clear for me and for her that mostly what was the driver of her decision was fear. Fear of making a wrong decision, fear that it was all set in stone and there was no way to go back and things like that. And she's someone that's very into mindset work. So she knows that making a decision based on fear is never one that's going to be good for the long term. So that was great. She got to that realization, okay, this is all based on fear. If I go to the route that thinking about everything, which one of the options I have, which one is going to be easier for me in the long term, it was easy. It was just very clear for her which path to go, right? So this morning, something similar happened to me that it wasn't about a decision, but just the way the events were turning, I was starting to have fear, and I start behaving out from this fear. And then it's that's when I have been getting used over the years to really spot when fear is crippling in for some stupid reason. Might be, in fear, it's not like that consuming fear that you're gonna die or something like this. It's just fear that if I don't do this right now, I'm gonna get so behind on my schedule. And it's something that it's again okay, so do I really need? I need to get used to the fact that those cute filters, there's always a time limit that I can talk. Anyways, so I talk about even if it's a small fear that, for instance, with the schedule, that I'm afraid if I don't do this right now, I'm going to be so behind my schedule. And it's really? Am I going to be so behind? Or really, do I really need to do this right now and follow that order that I had on my schedule 2 days before? Does it really reflect right now? So I'm talking about fear that can be this huge life decision, business decisions, fears like my friend was doing, or something smaller, like something they're going to fall behind on your schedule and all that. But anyway, so what happened to me this morning that the fear was creeping in. You got what I said, right? Was coming through. The fear was coming, was taking over. And then I was like, okay. That's when I realized I'm getting used to catch when the fear is in. I was like, okay, this is not how I'm going to keep going with my day. And so I did all the stuff that I do usually to again, need to get used to being interrupted. So I caught myself very early realizing that the fear was coming through. And then I did whatever I usually do, all the stuff that I do to just let it go, just flush it out and then be fine with it. And so the thing is, as you do this kind of work, the shift is like this. It's immediate, and you can see on your day that's your lenses. You can look through things in different ways. You can see the window and the sun coming through in the wall is exactly the same as when you were totally consumed with fear, but you notice that difference. Everything looks much better, much happier, and your perspective on things improve. And then naturally, of course, things around you are going to improve. So my point to say all this is to always be aware that even if practice with small things, like for instance, the example that I gave with the calendar and the schedule, that if you're trying, so with the example with the calendar, if you're just trying to keep up with that, organized thing that you created, because if you don't do it, what's going to happen if you don't do it? Really, what's going to happen at that moment? What is exactly that you need, right? So practice with those small things throughout the day. When you feel you're behaving out of fear, that you are going through your days, making decisions, even if it's small, it's out of fear. Practice to catch that. Do whatever magic you like to do, EFT, meditations, journaling, whatever tools work for you, to flush that thing out. And you see, it's amazing. It's like magic. Things just transform like that. You transform, everything that you're perceiving transform, and actually things transform around you. So that's it. I just want to remind you of that. Bye.